Hello there, everybody. So, Rogue Legend here. Don't mind the naked part. So, I know that people like me. People like me. No, I know that people are like me, and they want to grind for the weapons and armor pieces. I have successfully gotten two full sets of Fire Knight armor, well, I've gotten more than this. I've just sold the remainder. 4 sets of the Black Knight armor. Almost 2 full sets of the Horned Warrior armor. 4 full sets of the Mesmer armor. And I figured I would show you all what I do to grind for that. So first things first, and I'm going to try to do this in 2 different methods. One for people who have magic, and one for people who don't. So in the magic side of things, we're going to do this. So first things first is we find... what's a good one? Oh yeah, just for further proof that I've done a decent-ish job. For people with magic and like that, I'm talking about like, what's a good weapon with someone who's put more points into like magic or faith can use? Oh, you know what? Yeah, we can do this. No, it's a little bit too high. I haven't upgraded these yet, and some of these are grindables. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna have the Serpent Hunter nearly maxed out. We're gonna use the brass shield, and actually to discover that upgrading shields does get you quite a bit of stuff as well, so you can upgrade the shields for more stuff. Then, we're obviously going to put on the Silver Tier Mask for the extra arcane. We're going to put on our Silver Scarab for extra item discovery. It's up to you. I recommend always having medium load, but if you feel safer with the heavy load just so you can tank more stuff and poise through more, then that's obviously an option. If you found it, you can always go for the armor. That's why I haven't put on anything else yet. But again, if you haven't put many points into endurance, then there's always just going for fashion. We're gonna go with what I tend to go for, my air quotes normal set. I like Blods better. Right? Okay. So now, we're ready. So first off, you sit down, and let's pick our spells. Now, I'm going based off the assumption that you've collected some things, and I think it wouldn't be too far of a stretch to say that you've gotten Stone of Garak or things like, but we're going to go for our buffs first. So, the first one I would do personally, when farming the Fire Knight specifically, is Flame Protect Me, because their Mesmer flames do quite a bit of decent damage and chunk through the shield. On top of that, it hurts, so this can help out. We follow up with, of course, Golden Vow, and then if you really want to be safe, you can go Blessing of the Earth Tree for extra health regen. Or you can make way for something else. If you have a weapon, if you have a spear or something that you want to buff, you put in the buff. Oh, thank you, Random Citizen. It's Blood Flame Blade. Black Flame, if it lasted longer, would be nice too. Electrify Actually, your choices when you are doing this would either want to be Electrify Armament or Order's Blade, just to give you the extra damage because these guys are weak to Electric and Holy, specifically. So, we're going to pretend that we're using... Well, actually, I'm going to go see what my other options for weapons are. You know what? I'd say 20 and 14, especially for the DLC, is appropriate. So we will use the Great Lance, which you can get in the very early stages of the game. Pardon me one moment, I have to sneeze. There we go. Ashes of War. Another one you can do. You can actually go for Sacred Order. I think it's Sacred Order anyway. Yeah, so you can give it holy yourself. You can also just give it holy straight up like that. If you want the extra damage, if you have the scaling for it, you obviously can put on heavy or keen. But if you're going for just pure benefit, a nice even split is also good. For the sake of showing off stuff, I will also grab this. And for my character, I'm going to put it on heavy, just because I get better buffs and stuff that way. For the shield, if you want to be super safe, you can put on a barricade, which should help. Or you can put on, like I said, the Vow of the Indomitable. You put on the Golden Parry if you feel comfortable with it. I personally like to shield parry, so the barricade shield works probably better there. And of course, upgrading your shield helps you with more stabilization and so on and so forth. Going back to the spells, we'll slap on Electrify first. And then from there, because I don't know how these stack, your options for spells can be a number of things. Lightning Spear is good, which I will demonstrate after an attempt. Stone of Garak is just amazing. If you want to lure them towards you, Frenzied Burst can definitely do that. You can slam them down. I'm also trying to think of what people might have. Oh, the Dragon Claw's fine, because Frenzy Flame is 22, 11, so on and so forth. And just as an attempt for those who are also going mages, I will look at what we can possibly get for use to counter them. They actually do have some decent resistances. Adula's Moonblade might actually be good there. Rocksling's always fun. Boom! No. And Night Comet as well could potentially be good. Right. So now for our mage buddies, we are effectively ready. We're at medium roll, which we can even make that smaller. I don't think we can get all the way to light. No, we can't. We need to raise up other stats for such. You can have Radagon Soar Seal. But if we did that, would we? No, we still wouldn't. Okay. If you want to be safe, you can go for the Green Turtle Talisman for extra recovery. You can always put on the Crimson Sea Talisman for more restoration. That way you're not being caught out horrendously. Or again, just raising your own maximum stamina as well would be fine. We want to increase our damage, so any of the boosting to our incantations or sorceries. And then, of course, the Radagon icon. You can go with the beloved Stardust if you have it. But I don't know if everyone's going to have it. And I'm trying to show off things that people would reasonably get. These are all base game. Everything that I have on me is base game. Right? So, before you go out, and specifically the area I'm currently in is the 7th floor. This is a good spot. So, first thing we do is cast a Flame Protector. We could also use the old Talisman to keep our things buffed longer. Electrify Armament. I will talk about the physics depending on how well this goes. There's our target. Oh lord, my frames. 2 shield repulse and he's down already. If you need to, back away, heal. Or, the freaking... I don't know why I went framey all of a sudden, and I'm still continuing to do so. Hang on. That might help out a bit. That was a failure to demonstrate, and I can understand that. To be fair, the frames were causing me immense stress. And again, we don't care about the loss of stuff, though, if you are using the Silver Fowl feat. I can understand some frustration. Again, though, these are for people who are casters, potentially mixed casters as well. Again. Let this energy recover. I love spamming that, so. And this one specifically is the short sword one. And of course, you can always do the ever-present shield pokes. I believe he can drop up to Smithing Stone, from Smithing Stones 5 to 8. So you can also farm them for stones like that. And that's just if you're doing, of course, pure weapon and such. You can always, and I'm going to demonstrate this between in my stronger hand. So, once again, if you're doing this with magic now, Flame Protect Me, Golden Vow. Again, all these are good, but if you really want to take them out, this is the simplest. So from right here, you're safe, and then it just bam! Even with half my mana bar. And he's down. Run back's gonna take a little bit, but if you can like super min-max by drawing him towards you and then pelting him, he can sometimes fly backwards. And it's super simple. Next up, we're going to do this with... Well, I'm gonna go see, because if I can convince... I'm pretty sure most casters would have enough for... Okay, maybe not Golden Vow and Flame Protect Me. So, I will actually just put Golden Vow, or Vow of the Indomitable on the shield. And make it standard so we still block 100% physical damage. We're just going to play this as an entire spellcaster now. Just to see, because I haven't tried this myself. So, we're gonna Vow. My first attempt is going to be with Rocks. Remember, you can charge too. Again, if you need to create space. Or, you know, he just keeps spinning. It's a bit annoying. Decent amount of runes, too, actually. I believe he gives 8,000 or so. It's not bad. Oh! I'm a silly. I forgot to buff my talismans and I forgot to change my talismans around. So, we're gonna now try the Adula's Moonblade, strictly because... it's very good. And poises through stuff. So yeah, Adula's Moonblade is a fantastic option for this. Again, we buff ourselves just to make sure we don't take damage. If you have the points spread around, you might as well. Adula's Moonblade, and I believe potentially Comet. It's hard to say which, because Comet doesn't really have all that much for, like, stunning them out. Rocksling can help with the stun if you're going for a mixed thing. And of course, Adula only costs... It is 32, so it is pretty high. But I only have 40, and it still did great damage, and was pretty strong, too. That's on the more magic side. If we're talking about people who strictly are, well, if we're talking about folks who just want to go with Bunga Bunga, then the build changes up a little bit. Once again, if you have the strength to, then you can wield a great shield with barricade. And if you're doing that, you're probably going to want to tank it, so I would always recommend... I forgot entirely about that. So, if we're... Okay, we can't do that because we want to be heavy load. Oh, we can just change the Ash of War and put on another shield. That one extra point could mean the difference. I personally still like having the barricade shield, but again, if you're trying to do this as safely as possible, so... The wrong one. Did I pick the wrong thing? It is. Hold up one moment. This wouldn't be a heroic legend video unless something was done wrong. I'm missing my Golden Vow Ash of War. I may have never gotten it, I doubt it, but... Okay, so we're gonna keep that then, but we're just gonna cast it regardless because we can. It's supposed to be a demonstration. So again, just ignore the cast. Now we're buffed, and now we're ready to be where we feel a little safer. That also probably explains why I didn't tank as much. Take damage. If you're feeling gutsy, you can drop the turtle in place of anything else. And donezo. See? But let's say you don't want to use the shield, or you just want to try to go for like as fast as possible. And you're not a caster. Well, then your options are not really limited, but of course we always want the medium load. We will be putting on, where is it? The Shard of Alexander. I had the Bull Gold Talisman, that'd be better too. And I don't think there's much else. So yeah, I think we'll just... Not even that, we can just have more HP to have less risk. So, what's gonna happen here is... Again, and we're pretending because I don't actually have the thing. The Ash of War I'm going to purely recommend is Lion's Claw. It is fantastic, amazing, and I love it. And of course, if you're putting whatever weapon you're putting this on, if it doesn't have an for the most part, if it doesn't have an element, you can also buff it too. I believe I have a lot of grease. Again, we were saying holy or lightning. So I'm putting the holy grease. Golden Vow. Holy. And just have no fear. Squished. And then you're right there, and then you run all the way back. You could even do it buffless, and it'll be fine. These guys drop like paper, and with the poison such that you get, you might even just want to go more defensive and bulky. But yeah. I'm pretty sure this takes him out too. Yeah, it does. Bam! See? Perfectly easy, perfectly simple. And that's specifically for the Short Sword Knight. So again, you've seen how to do it with big weapons, you've seen how to do it safe, you've seen how to do it with magic, and with incantations. I guess I could try bow as well, but that'd be a little... that's getting into a little bit of the silly territory, right? Like, why wouldn't you just want to, you know... You could also do it with the lightning perfume bows. I have done it before. It's a little riskier, but it could be also fun. And again, if you're really good with the bow, then you can just keep getting headshots, and I believe stun lock them that way. My recommendation would, of course, be the black bow for barrage. But, again, or if you want to just be really safe, you could just always go for great bow as well. Ballista for guaranteed knockdown and knockback and such. Blessing Shield might also be fun for you to try out and use. But yeah, so I believe the next area we need to go to is... Oh, I think I forgot. Was it the 4th? No, it was not the 4th. Now, unfortunately, if you're going for... These are just the best ways to farm them. Because it's just the one enemy you have to fight, so you have less risk of losing any potential runes that you've gotten. If I'm correct, the Great Sword one is down here. Now, yes, it is a distance, but I think I clocked in anywhere from 3 to 4 with Silver Pickled Foot buff active. You can, of course, crouch run all the way to him. Get the easy backstab. And Dunzo Funzo. This is buffless. This is the least safe. But again, you take them out and then you just run back upstairs, right? It's simple. It's really easy. I even did that without my talismans on too, so that goes to show you just exactly how kind of busted the lion one is. I wonder what type of if all the weapons are with the lion one can do it. Might test that out. In fact, it'll be funny. Let's test it out. Ashes of War. Let's put it on. What's a good weapon that people like? Can I put on this? Yes, I can. Gonna make it a heavy weapon. I am going to buff myself this time. Again, I demonstrated it with the other one. Same principle applies here. You can barrage them with the Garrock Stone, which is my personal recommendation for incantation users. Adula's Moonblade if you're a spellcaster. You know. If you're going brute force and you want to be risky, you go Lion's Claw. If you want to be safe, you go with the Great Shield. If you want to be really safe, you go Barricade on it, or you can, you know, so on and so forth. And again, I get experimental because I know I can beat these guys. Oh, sorry about that hiccup. Again, walk down, you can buff. Always two-hand for the extra stuff. Crouch run. Actually, might be a little bit better too because the weapon's faster. So, quick. It's just a quick stab instead of to the sky. To the sky. Oh, this can happen sometimes. It's a little bit less. But it does guarantee. It seems like it always guarantees a squish. This is possibly as hard as a weapon to use to get poise breaks as it is. I think anyway. The length is very nice, and of course, stabby, thrusty. But yeah, if you watch my videos and this is exactly what I tend to do in my off time in Elden Ring whenever I want something or I think an enemy can drop their stuff. And once again, as proof, actually, I went a little bit crazy with selling, so I sold before Jamer could advise me not to. See? What's interesting about these weapons too is they have innate elements on them, but can still have a buff applied, both a grease and, you know. And again, that is the short sword. And here's the great sword. Another thing is, the uppercut also kind of works. I don't know how well it would work for the great sword variant, but it does work well on the short sword. So, that is the advice for you all. I wish you luck on your own grinding endeavors if you're doing so. Or if you're someone who likes to run a marketplace and trade forums on Elden Ring, I wish you luck in being able to get this a little bit more efficient and easier. No doubt you have your own ways of doing things. But, again, this is just a little way from me to you in case you're struggling and you want this stuff. And again, I've used all base game stuff for anyone who's struggling in this DLC right now. I wish you luck on it, and I hope you have a good day. I want to thank you all for watching, and hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Much appreciate you for doing. So next one, I just want to say, laters.